What's up, guys? This is James. Thanks for your continued support of us here at the Monarchs Club here on YouTube.com. Before we get into the video, I'd like to take a moment to introduce my new Twitch stream over at twitch.tv/Skabamba. Give us a follow over there and join us for live streams of meta, rogue, and homebrew decks. We'll have the link in the video description below. Thanks for checking us out, and enjoy the video!
Hey everyone, what's up? This is Elizabeth here with my top cards of 2021. So I know last year we did just, 5 to 6 cards, but I just felt like there was too many good cards to limit myself. Just too many great things came out this past year. So without much further ado, I'm going to get into it. So I kind of started here with just some honorable mentions. This is just some really great stuff that came out this year. Obviously, Zamasu the Eliminator was fantastic for blue-yellow decks. Not only is it a counterplay that can also draw you a card and rest mode another card, but you can use it as a check land later in the game. Super great. And then there's Power of a Super Saiyan, which is probably the best yellow card that came out all year. I don't play yellow that much, but James really does, and he's put it in every single yellow deck that he plays now. So hard to not, have this without mentioning that. And then Majin Buu, Assault of the Agents of Destruction. This card is really amazing. Obviously it goes in my AOD deck, but I feel like they now go in every single blue deck, because once you get to like turn 4, turn 5, you really want this on board. It's just super protection while also being a big beater. And if you're in the blue deck, you get to restand energy and restand him as a blocker. So super great. Then I'll have kind of honorable mentions. This is just some really fun stuff that I've enjoyed over the last year. So I played King Cold for a little bit, which came out in May. Golden Frieza, Pinnacle of the Clan, was just super fun to get out on board. You could usually play him for 3, and you just beat down with him. Usually you knew that you were probably winning the game soon. You get him out, and he essentially can do 4 damage if they can't prevent any of that. So and then Launch the Pure-Hearted. This was really the moneymaker of the launch deck, which still is going strong. There's been a lot of versions of Launch because she's just so powerful to draw cards. And Launch the Pure-Hearted lets you draw cards. You use it on your turn and then you use it on your opponent's turn the next time. So then I had to put Commemorative Photo in here just because it's so funny. It's kind of Bandai, giving us a nod and a wink that, this is just a game, right? So I like to say that I will usually accept Commemorative Photo if it's offered to me. Maybe not in a big tournament, but if we're just at locals, why not? It's funny, right? So here we are to the bread and butter. We're going to start kind of at the bottom and go all the way to my favoriteest card of the year. So I did play the Ultimate deck for a while. And probably the best card and the best combo here was Majin Buu, the Shadow Warrior, and then the honorable mention goes to Lord Slug, Out of Control. So usually turn 3, either with the Toa in play already or by itself, you could play this Buu. You would look at the top 7 to find another card, like this Lord Slug, Out of Control. Lord Slug would then, say you can't attack my leader. So both of these were essentially strong protection, while the Lord Slug is also a big beater. So not only are you doing a lot of damage or getting negates out of their hand, but also you're giving you're going to be pretty safe that next turn. Next up is Homicidal Clones. Super great cycle of cards that came out in March that are just these free negates that you can take a life for, and it puts a blocker into play. I put it into my Gotenks deck, and it's really just helped a lot of green decks, Homicidal Clones. I did have to give honorable mention to this card that came out in January. Piccolo Jr., the King Scion, came with the King Piccolo deck as a promo, and it's just really amazingly strong. Every time I play against it, I'm really annoyed. I don't play King Piccolo myself, but, that's the deck that James brought to Nats, so I've seen a lot of this. And it just feels so incredibly strong that for free, you get this boy. He's a double strike. He stops the attack, and then on his turn, he can be a double striker, or he can be a blocker. Insanely annoying to play against. Next on my list is the SS4 Gogeta Thwarting the Dark Empire. Amazingly strong card. Super annoying to play against, which was how I first kind of got turned on to it. Was I went up against it and was like, what do I even do here? What do I do against this? If I didn't have removal immediately in hand, it was just going to mess up my board state. It was going to mess up my hand. And it has triple attack. So it's going to mess up your life. Then I gave honorable mention to SS4 Vegeta, Prismatic Aegis. So I did play this package in the Ultimate deck, Ultimate Toa deck. And I just felt like for one, you could play this Vegeta, you drew 2, put 1 on the bottom, and you got to swing with crit. Insanely strong. But obviously, it's also great in the Bardock deck. And this Gogeta package is really great in a lot of different decks. It's played in Hatch. It's played in a lot of black decks now. So, next on my list is SS2 Kefla Lightning Speed. This card only came out at the end of October, and I saw it so many times at Nats in November. I just felt like every blue-yellow deck was suddenly playing Lightning Speed. And as they should, she's really great. She's double strike, she's a blocker, and you can pitch any card to give her dual attack, but also if you pitch her, she draws 2, and she switches my card to rest mode. So really annoying. A great game winner here. And honorable mention goes to Vegeta and Kaba Lessons Learned. It's just a lot of fun. It goes in a lot of the same decks as Kefla. Obviously came out at the same time, but also it's just so much fun. I played up these cards in the Kaba deck for a little bit, and it's just so much fun to say, well, I guess you learned a lesson, or, if you want to be a little scummy like that. But also it's fun just to say it to yourself if it's played against you. I learned a lesson by forgetting that they could play this card. So just kind of fun. So then my top, almost my favorite, my number 2 here is Oceanus Shenron, Negative Energy Explosion. This negate, I did play the Xeno Mill deck for a bit, and I still play it on and off. But this card is just great because it can go in almost any black deck. It can go in a few other decks. And it's just a really great floodgate that doesn't seem as aggressive as, a topo or something like that. Someone might say, well, I don't care if I get milled. And then suddenly, not only does it stop the first attack, but then they have to swing through and you block with it. So there's 4 cards. And then if they want to do it even more real damage, they're going to just have to mill out even more of their cards in their deck. So a lot of people, if you're a smart player, won't push through Oceanus because you're going to end up milling yourself out. I did give honorable mention to Majin Buu, Unadulterated Malice. I put this in my Gotenks deck. I really loved seeing it. I felt pretty safe. Sometimes, I play Dormant, which is a great card, and would usually make me feel protected. But sometimes you want this Majin Buu Unadulterated Malice just to say no to that first attack even, and then kind of feel like they're not going to swing against you after that. So lo and behold, we've come to my top favorite card. I did, in fact, pick a secret rare, which, it is what it is. It's Majin Buu, Incarnation of Demonic Evil. I played this in Gotenks, but I've played it in pretty much every single green deck because having a counter is just so strong. And essentially, not only do you have the counter, but then you're putting a double strike 40k on the board, which is often hard for people to deal with. This card came out barely in 2021, and I played it the entire year through. So I do give an honorary mention to Son Goku, Spirit Bomb Unleashed, as being one of my top favorite cards, because I put him in my Gotenks deck, and I just feel like he helped fill in so much that it needed. It helped remove unisons, it gave me a win con that was just 1 energy, so if I felt like I wasn't going to be able to pop off my Vegito, then I could throw in Son Goku, do that last damage that I needed to get. So thanks, everyone. This has been my top cards of 2021. It's hard to believe it's already 2022, and I'm excited to see what new stuff comes out in the new year. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here all year round. Don't forget to like our videos, like or subscribe to our channel. And if you haven't watched James's Top Cards of 2021 video yet, I highly recommend checking that out. So thanks, everyone. Bye.